Today, we are in San Francisco and we are walking around the iconic Presidio. Behind me is what you can hear but not really see, and that's the Golden Gate Bridge. It's a beautiful area down here, old military base now turned into public area and multi-use space. And what we are learning is there is no such thing as perfection, right? And another thing we're learning is wasting time. And often in divorce, we look at things with an aspect of waiting for that perfect moment, waiting for that opportunity for the wind to be calm, for the bridge to be in sight, right? For there not to be an abundance of tourists around. But guess what? It's July. And I think Mark Twain famously said it once, the coldest winter he ever experienced was the summer in San Francisco. So you're getting a little bit of a taste of that today as the fog bank, or what we call Carl here, is just on the edge of the Golden Gate, breathing in and breathing out, which is just kind of ironic as it kind of dances into the city as the evening cools. So, excuse me. So today we're talking about the cost of staying stuck. And what that means is we often wait for that perfect moment, like we said, right? You think I feel comfortable with my hair blowing around on camera right now, or an abundance of people around? No, not 100%, but comfortable enough to shoot this video. It's a perfect opportunity to show what we often do in divorce, which is the feeling of being stuck and waiting for that perfect moment. And we think we're buying time, but we're wasting it. The most precious resource that we have in this world is time. It's the only thing we can't get more of. We can find ways to make more money, to meet more people. There's 9 billion of us on this planet. We are one of 9 billion. 9 billion people. I don't think you could meet that many people if you had them lined up in a row and shook their hand, right? That's just an abundance of people. So we can meet more people. We can get more money or make more money. So what do we have left? Really, energy and time. And energy is just a component of time because there's a finite resource of both. And that's what we're talking about today. In divorce, we'll wait for that perfect moment. We'll sit in the misery and the pain. We will wait for someone at times to come save us or tell us this isn't happening or isn't real. But that's not how it works. It's not how it works at all. And we do that, there's a cost to it. There's a cost to having this kind of a mentality. There's a cost for me waiting until the wind's down to shoot, right? There's a cost to me for walking around with a selfie stick, talking to a camera, to a bunch of guys about divorce, right? And I could have waited till tomorrow, but instead I got out today and I shot a video. I'm actually on an amazing trail right now in the middle of the city and no one's around. Look, I started in a populated area where I parked the truck, and next thing you know, I just went for it. I took a licking, so to speak. I took the embarrassment of talking in public with a selfie stick about divorce and ended up in this perfect space. I've never been on this trail before. I lived in this city for years. I lived around the city for years. I didn't know this trail existed, but today we found it. And that's what's amazing about just being active and getting momentum, getting movement, momentum. That's right. Taking action is the biggest thing. And the cost of staying stuck in divorce, is that it's going to take that precious resource, the most precious one we have, which is time. It's going to take your energy, right? You're going to sit in the wallowing, in the pain, in the suffering. You're going to sit in the fact that you are not happy. Well, you can sit there and expect things to change, but that's the definition of insanity. Doing the same things over and over and expecting different results. So we talked about the loss of time. We'll also talk about the loss of energy. And hello. And so the loss of energy is closely related to the loss of time. Another finite resource. We have to eat, we have to sleep. If we don't do so, we're not maximizing our energy. If we sit in depression of the loss, the pain, the sorrow of divorce, we will only just continually perpetuate that. There's only one thing to do, which is kind of like how we ended up on this trail today, which is take action. Perfect, imperfect action. That is where the power lies. And once you do it a couple times, it builds. You get that momentum. You can't stop. You got to do it some more. How did I end up here today? It's because I failed and I've taken that action before, and amazing things like ending up on this trail have happened. All right, next up, if we stay in the stuck feeling of divorce, we're sacrificing our health. And so you'll see, like, walking around today, a bunch of bikers, some runners, all that. What you don't see is a bunch of people sitting on the couch. There are no couches around here. No couches at all. It's because nothing happens positive on the couch, especially in relationship to your health. So you gotta get out there. You can't let your health suffer. I know it's hard. I know you might feel more comfortable to be on the couch, but if you did so, you'd be missing all this. Look at behind me. Isn't that incredible? I mean, the city is just stunning. Absolutely stunning. If we were on the couch, we wouldn't see any of that today. And the camera's not really adjusting for it, but there is a beautiful view of the city over here. Just absolutely stunning. And just getting outside for 20 minutes can change your whole life, right? If you're ever in a place of feeling down or sadness, I dare you, just change your location and you will change your attitude, right? Maybe you'll end up in somewhere like this. Maybe you'll end up somewhere else even more beautiful. So we talked about time, we talked about energy, we talked about our health if we stay stuck in the feelings of divorce. One thing we haven't talked about is future energy. Future relationships. Our future relationships suffer. In divorce, we lose friends. We lose possibly family. We lose people that feel like family. But one thing we don't get by staying inside, by staying stuck, by not getting outside, we don't get exposure to new people, to new things, the passions that we used to love doing. Maybe you loved mountain biking, cycling, running. Yeah, maybe you can't do those things anymore as good as you used to. But that's no excuse. Make a plan, take action, take that first step today. I don't care if you're morbidly overweight. Take that step. Start today. Tomorrow, take another one. And then repeat that over and over and over. You will see a compounding impact that is only experienced by taking action. So being stuck in divorce is not good for your health, and it certainly won't put you out there to interact in those future relationships. You know, most divorced guys, they go out and try to relive their single life again. You know, I'll be honest too, most divorced women do the same thing. And there's nothing wrong with that. But in doing so, like, you're not actually taking care of the root issue, and you're not actually trying to heal yourself. You're just trying to put a temporary fix on a problem that needs more permanent help, your own help. It's the only one that's going to come save you is yourself. The only one that's going to help you is you. So if you can't do it for yourself, then do it for your future relationships. I know when I got divorced, I felt that no one would love me again. I'm telling you, this is not a wrong mindset. This is farther from the truth. And the more work I did on myself, the more I felt loved from my new friends, from my new relationships, and from people that I was dating and having relationships with. I had deeper connections. I felt more fulfilled. These wonderful people taught me more about myself in the last 6 years than I had known previously. And there's only one way to do that, and that's by getting outside and taking action. Next up, and lastly, is self-trust. So by taking imperfect action today, by not being stuck with the fact that it was windy, that the fog was rolling in, that you couldn't see the Golden Gate Bridge, I was able to build self-trust. Self-trust in the fact that maybe you couldn't hear me, but I was going to shoot anyways. Maybe you weren't going to see the bridge, but I was going to shoot anyways. Maybe I was going to feel embarrassed by talking by people. Yep, I was going to shoot anyways. So let that be a lesson to you. Sometimes, actually, the only opportunity and place that we grow is a place of uncomfort. We're not going to grow feeling stuck. We're not going to grow staying on the couch. We will grow by using the energy that we're experiencing in the pain and loss of divorce to take action. And in that action, in the uncomfortable action of moving in a different way, we will grow. So today we learned 5 different things on how staying stuck in divorce can be limiting. We learned how it takes our time, our most precious source, how it takes our energy, right? By staying in the feeling of depression or sadness or pain and loss. How it steals our health from us, right? By not taking action, by staying at home, by not going to the gym, we are not growing as individuals. We are not increasing our energy, and we're not increasing our health. And lastly, the last 2 here are future relationships suffer. If we don't put ourselves out there, we never grow, we never meet our new friends, we never meet the perfect woman that we were designed and intended for. And lastly, our self-trust. If we never put ourselves out there, if we always feel stuck, we'll never trust in ourselves. And a lot of the reason you may find that you ended up in divorce will be like me, maybe, where I didn't have self-trust. And that's a powerful thing. The more that you build self-trust, the greater and stronger you become. So I hope you enjoyed this imperfect action today as we wandered around a beautiful part of San Francisco. And I hope you're inspired to take imperfect action, get outside, move your body, exercise your mind.